Welcome to Yoga Stretch. My name is Katy. Today we're going to focus on releasing tight spots. Now often we might think of muscles that are strong as being tight and the ones that are weaker as perhaps not being so tight. But that's not quite true. So we just need to think about where we are tight in our body and where we're not. So we may get a little bit of tightness in strong muscles if we're overusing them. So let's check those also. Right, let's begin just taking a seat. Let's focus on our breathing. So lift your rib cage up and lower your shoulders down. Drop your chin slightly and start to focus on the breathing. Bring your breath down to your belly. Check the back of your neck that it's comfortable. Move it around a little bit if you feel you need to release it. Now bring your breath up to your rib cage, into shoulders and back, and let's add arms. So breathe in, reaching up to the ceiling, and breathe out. Lower the arms down. Breathe in, reach up, and feel if you're stretching. Try not to overstretch, just stretch enough to feel that release in the muscles. And let's do that again. We've got 2 to go. Just really focusing on lengthening up to the ceiling. And last one. Now we're going to link our fingers, place the fingers under the chin, and we're going to breathe in, lift the elbows up. Can you feel your rib cage open? And breathe out, lower them down. Let's do that again. Breathe in, open up into the rib cage. Breathe out, lower your arms down. Let's try that one more time. Breathe in and breathe out to lower. Now I'm going to turn sideways and we're coming into cat. So stretch your fingers out. Bring your wrists under shoulders and knees under hips. Breathe in, cat arch. Now I want you to stay here and just move from side to side, giving the shoulder blades a nice big stretch. Feel the back muscles between the shoulder blades stretching out, and you might find there's a little tightness in there. So let's try to ease it out by gently moving from side to side. Okay, bring yourself to a standstill, cow pose. Draw shoulders to hips. Gaze up, tuck the toes under. Breathe in, cat arch, big stretch, and breathe out, cow pose. Let's try that one more time, cat arch and cow pose. Now lift your hips up into down dog. Just adjust your feet, make sure that your feet are in line with the hips and the wrists are in line with shoulders. Now don't make your down dog too short, so you don't want it short just because you want to lower your heels down. I want you to walk your feet back, but not too far. You don't want a really long dog either, almost a plank. So you want to just lift up enough so you're getting the hips nice and high and the chest towards the thighs, and sliding shoulder blades to hips and keeping your mid-back nice and flat. So it's quite a challenge to flatten down that mid-back, so let's focus on that a little bit too. Pressing the base of the thumb and index finger firmly down, lengthen up through the inside of your arms, and let's work the upper arms. Take 3 big breaths here, filling up the rib cage, front and back. Take a walk with your feet to your hands. And just hold your elbows chin to chest, keep the knees a little bit bent, move your torso and your arms from side to side. Then place your hands on your shins, pull your tummy up towards your spine, squeeze your buttocks a little, step your vertebrae up one at a time, and when you're rolling up, your back will round out. So you're stretching the muscles just around those vertebrae. Lift the shoulders to ears, roll them back and draw them downwards. Lovely. Okay, we'll give those legs a little shake. And we're going to stand up nice and tall. Come into mountain pose. So just bring the fronts of the feet together and ankles and have them just a little bit apart so you're not rubbing your bones together. Just lift the toes up, stretch them out. Lift shoulders to ears, roll them back and draw them downwards. Make that neck comfortable. Stretch your fingers down, out and reach them to the floor. Make sure your buttocks is firm. Just give a little squeeze together. Make sure your waist is drawn in just comfortably and thighs are firm. Let's take 3 breaths here. Now bring our hands together, link your fingers, place them under your chin. We're going to do the same breathing exercise that we did on the floor, but we're going to do it a lot quicker now. So let's try 6 quick breaths. Okay, breathe in, breathe out. How do you feel after that? A little bit more energized? Beautiful. Bring your hands to your sides. We're going to take a deep breath in, sun salute. Bring your hands into pistol grip. Gaze up between your palms if you can, and then look forward. Keep the arms lengthened, lower the shoulders down, breathe in, breathe out, bend to the side. Breathe in, lifting up, breathe out, bend to the other side. Let's do that again. Breathe in to lift, breathe out to bend. Now we're going to hold. So breathe into the side of the body that's stretching. And I want you to keep your both feet pressing firmly down. Big breath into the ribs. And again. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, bend to the side. Take 3 breaths. Okay, breathe in, lifting up. Let's float those hands down, turn them into fists, place them just above the lower back. Draw the elbows behind for a back stretch or a back bend. Squeeze the buttocks together, hips push forward. Now make sure that you're going back gently and lengthen the spine, then bend back. Keep the pressure out of the lower back. Now you can lower your chin to chest, gaze up diagonally, or lower the head back for a neck stretch. Now just notice here, if you're tight anywhere around the belly, when you breathe into the belly, that's between your navel and pubic bone. Check your hips. Do a scan of your lower back. That's it, beautiful, and release. Lift the arms up again, nice big stretch up to the ceiling, lengthen the arms out. Big breath in, pull the tummy in and start to bend forward. Now look forward if you can till about halfway and then round your back out, pull your tummy up, point to the floor. Let's hold the ankles. You can hold the backs of knees, calves or ankles with your hands. Gaze at the floor or tuck your chin in, crown of head to floor. Tummy draws up to spine and lift your hips a little higher. Try not to lock your knees straight. So you want a little bend in the knees. Let's bring our chest a little bit closer to the thighs and we're going to take 3 breaths into our back. Stretch the back out. Can you find tight spots in your back when you breathe in? Just ease your breath into those spots. Beautiful. Bring your hands back to pistol grip. Tighten the tummy, shoulders down. Start to hinge back up, looking forwards. Lift yourselves back up again. That's it, beautiful. And bring your hands down to your sides. We've got a chair pose. Breathe in, lift the arms to shoulder height. Breathe out, chair pose. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to lower your arms. Let's do that again. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to come into chair pose. Push the hips back. Breathe in to lift. And lower the hands down. So lifting up a little higher now onto the balls of the feet. And then breathe out, lower the hands down. Breathe in, lifting up. And breathe out to lower. This time we're going to go into chair pose. So breathe in, lift up onto the toes. Breathe out, go down into your chair pose, pull your tummy in and press your knees together. Let's take 3 breaths here. Then lower your hands down and lift up again. We're going to do an eagle pose, so roll your right foot forward, cross it over the left leg and reach your arms forward. Wrap the right arm around the left. Bring the hands to shoulders or backs of hands together, perhaps even palms together, thumbs wrapped around. Your foot can stay at level 1 position, or level 2 foot to calf, or level 3 toes are wrapped around the calf. Tighten the tummy, relax the shoulders down. You can just sink a little deeper if it's comfortable. So we're stretching into the hips here. Breathe down to the belly. Breathe into your back. Take one more big breath. And breathe in to lift. Breathe out. Unwrap your legs, unwrap your arms, roll your shoulders and draw them down. We're going to do a forward wing pose now. So roll your right foot forward, tighten the waist, lift the knee and have the hands behind the knee, flex your foot. Level 1. Level 2, let's take the toe with the index and middle finger. You can even hold your foot. Extend the leg forward, arm out to side, lower the shoulders down. And let's take 3 breaths here. Now we're going to bend that knee and we're going to step it back, but I'm going to turn around sideways. Step that leg back and we're going to lift our arms up and come to warrior 2, up and over. So now the hips are facing sideways, chest is facing sideways, and we're looking over our front middle finger. Make sure you're squeezing your buttocks together and pushing your hips forward, knees widen. So we're working quite strongly around those hips. Let's take 3 breaths here. And come into a bent knee triangle, so triangle arms, but your front knee is bent and in line with your ankle. Shoulders head towards hips, tummy in. Stretch your fingers out. Let's take 3 breaths here. Okay, let's breathe in, lifting up. And then we're going to heel toe our back foot a bit closer, rotate the body forward, come into warrior 1. Bend the front knee. Roll the shoulders back, draw them down. Stretch your fingers out. Try to reach your arms up to the ceiling so you can lengthen your arms. Just check around your neck and shoulders, make sure it's quite comfortable. And if you have any tight spots, just breathe into them or just sort of give yourself a little shake or move so you can loosen it out. 3 breaths into the belly. Then float your arms behind your back. You can bring your hands into prayer behind your back or just hold your elbows or wrists. Straighten the front leg. Your back foot might need to come a little closer. I'm going to do a pyramid. So let's squeeze the buttocks together. Nice tight tummy. Shoulders draw downwards. Looking forward. Breathe in and breathe out. Just bending 1/3 of the way down or half the way down. But I really want you to get a sense of the mid-back pulling downwards and the shoulder blades drawing towards the hips. So your back's staying beautiful and straight. This is quite strong work for the back. And then breathing into the front of the body, checking to see if you're holding anything tight. Sometimes we hold muscles tight for no apparent reason, so I want you to let those ones go. Check the front knee and give it a little shake, make sure it's not locked. Breathe in, look forward, and release those hands, lift them above your head in prayer. Breathe out, hands to chest, And let's step forward. Deep breath in and out. I'm going to turn and face you again. I'm going to do that to the other side. Hands by sides, lifting up into mountain pose. Let's take a deep breath in, sun salute. Pistol grip with the hands, look forward. Shoulders are down, tummy is in, nice long spine. Breathe in, breathe out, bend to the side. Breathe in to lift, breathe out, bend to the other side. Breathe in and lift, breathe out, bend to the side, and let's pause here. Check that your neck is comfortable by drawing shoulders away from ears. Keep the palms pressed together. Take 3 breaths into the side that's stretching. Breathe in, lifting up, and breathe out. Bend to the side. 3 big breaths into the side of the body. Breathe in to lift. And breathe out. Bring your hands into fists, place them just above your lower back, draw your elbows behind, draw the shoulder blades down. Squeeze your buttocks together and push your hips forward. Chin to chest, or gaze up diagonally, or lower your head back. Breathe into the belly and check the belly for any tightness. Release the tightness as you breathe into the belly. Now you can walk your hands down the back of your leg to the backs of your thighs. Draw your shoulder blades down, take 1 more breath. And then walk your hands back up again. And we're going to take a deep breath in, lifting the arms up into pistol grip. And breathe out, draw the waist in. And let's come forward. Forward fold. Beautiful. This time we're going to wrap the arms around the knees. So hold your elbows if you can. Gaze at the floor. We'll tuck your chin in, lengthen through the back at the neck. Lift the hips a little higher. Bring the tummy up a little higher towards the spine. Let's take 3 breaths here. Breathe into the back. Stretch the back out. And if you can find those tight spots, breathe into them and gently stretch them out. Now release your arms, come back into pistol grip, tighten the tummy, shoulders towards hips, and hinge back up again to a standing position. Okay, lower the arms down. We're going to go into chair pose, but I want you to toe heel your feet a bit wider so they're as wide as your hips. Breathe in, arms to shoulder height, breathe out, chair pose. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to lower the arms. Let's do that again. Breathe in, lift up. Breathe out, chair pose. Push the hips back. Breathe in to lift. Breathe out to lower. Rise up on the balls of your feet. Breathe in, lifting up. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in, lifting up. And breathe out to lower. Breathe in, lift up. Come down into chair pose. Take a breath in and out, then drop knees together, tighten your tummy, breathe in and out. Let's do that again. Then lower the hands down, bring the knees apart, but keep a bend in your knees. Roll your left foot forward, cross it over the right. Bring your arms forward, cross the left arm underneath the right, come into your eagle arms, the same as you did for your last leg. Choose the same foot position to calf or wrap toes around the calf. Sink a little deeper, draw the shoulders downwards. Breathe into the belly. Check for tightness in the hips. And slowly lifting ourselves up. Unwrap those legs, unwrap the arms. Give yourselves a little shoulder roll. Hands on hips, let's roll that left foot forward. And lift the knee up. Forward wing pose, so activate the foot. Hold your leg if you need to. Or you can hold your big toe or foot and extend that leg forward. The other arm goes out to the side, shoulders down, tummy in, lifting up. Look forward if you can. Let's take 3 breaths. And then we're going to release that leg down. I'm going to turn sideways again and step back. Lifting those arms up and over. Nice straight legs, we're in a wide leg stance. Alright, so let's rotate the palms forward. Breathe in. Lift the chest up and lower the shoulders down. Lift your chin up also. Breathe out. You bend forward and you'll be looking forward. Your shoulder blades will be hugging to strengthen into the back. Then tuck your chin in. Gaze directly at the floor. Keep the knees a little bit soft. Tummy tight. Shoulder blades flat on your back. Let's take 3 breaths here. And float the hands down to your ankles. You can look directly at the floor, or you can tuck your chin in, crown of head to floor. The head can go on the floor, or you can keep it lifted. Let's slide the shoulder blades up to hips and draw the tummy up. Bend the elbows to keep the shoulders lifted. Now make sure the weight is evenly through your feet, so you can keep your hips above your ankles. Let's take 3 breaths here. Now looking at the floor, slide shoulders to hips, draw the navel up, lift the arms up to hip height or shoulder height. And let's take a breath in, and as we breathe out, look forward and lift up. Rotate your front foot and come into warrior 2. Turn your gaze to look over your front middle finger. Make sure you're squeezing your buttocks together, tummy tight. Knees are a little wider so we can get that stretch in the inner thighs. Looking over your front middle finger, just check that your front knee is lined up with your ankle. Take 3 breaths here. Now we're going to reach forward, come into a bent knee triangle, shoulders away from the ear, tummy nice and firm. Of course, you can always gaze up, look sideways, or look down to the floor. Just pick something that works for you. Make sure the buttocks are firm, the inner thighs are stretching, and the waist is firm. Take 3 breaths here. The top side of the body should be stretching. Now reach up your fingers, the side of your body, lift your arms up, and rotate your torso. Now you can feel that perhaps you can't quite get your hips around, so bring your back foot a little closer. So hips are nice and square forward, arms are together or apart in white prayer. Press through the outer edge of the back foot. Lift the chin slightly, let's take 3 big breaths here. Breathe down to the belly. Look for any tight spots in the upper body. Breathe into those and let them go. 1 more breath. Now float those hands behind the back and straighten your front leg. Hands in prayer behind the back or hold your elbows. Now, or wrists. Now let's change the arms around. So we're making sure we're holding them differently. Draw the shoulders downwards, squeeze the buttocks together, tummy firm. Let's breathe in, gaze up and breathe out. Pull that waist in, bending forward, just 1/3 of the way or half the way, but I want those shoulders drawn down to the hips, back flat and tummy in. Let's take 3 breaths here. Check the front knee is soft. Look forward, lifting up. Beautiful. Bring your hands above your head. Breathe out, hands to chest, and this time I'm just going to step forward. Now we're going to do a mountain pose, so I'm just going to readjust myself into a better position, and let's do 2 rounds of sun salute. Breathe in, sun salute, breathe out, forward fold, breathe in, flat back, breathe out, forward fold, and step back to plank. Take a big breath in, and breathe out, plank to floor, or knees and chest down, breathe in, cobra, breathe out, down dog, and just pause a little bit here, adjust your feet if you need to, and just loosen up around the shoulders and hips. Okay, let's crouch, look between your thumbs and crouch. So you can walk your right foot, then your left foot forward, flat back, and breathe out, forward fold, breathe in, sun salute, lift up. Breathe out, hands down to sides. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, sun salute, reaching up. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, flat back. Breathe out, forward fold. Breathe into plank. Breathe out to floor. Breathe in, cobra. Breathe out, down dog. Let's pause here for 3 breaths. And then crouch, look between your thumbs and use the spring in your hip to step your left foot, then your right foot forward, flat back. And breathe out, forward fold. Breathe in, sun salute. And breathe out, hands down to chest. Let's take a deep breath in to finish. And lower your hands down and turn and face the front. Okay, we're going to do a dancer pose now. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to roll my right foot forward, lift the knee up in line with my other knee. Squeezing the buttocks together, tight tummy, bend the knee and lift one arm up. Start to bend forwards. And then push the top of the foot into the hand to create a bow. So draw the shoulder blades down, squeeze the buttocks, and you'll find your thigh will stretch beautifully here. Let's take 3 breaths. Bring the knee in line with the other, and then lowering the hand down, lower the foot down. I'll do the other side. Roll the left foot forward, lift the knee up and hold the top of the foot. Try to line your knees up. Give your buttocks a little squeeze and stretch your thigh. Lift the right hand up, bend the right knee, breathe in and breathe out. Start to lean. You can go halfway down if you want to, or just to a level that you can manage. Press the top of the foot in the hand. Draw the shoulder blade down, really stretch into that thigh. So the back and the thigh are working quite strongly. Take 3 breaths here. Then bring your hand down, line your knee up with your other knee and lower the foot down. Let's take a little walk. Now we're going to go into a squat, so I'll just stay sideways so you can see a sideways view for a change. Hands to sides. Let's bring our feet into a wider position. So toe, heel, your feet a little wider so your little toes are hanging off the outer edge of the mat. And then lifting up tall, take a deep breath in, lifting the arms up, reaching up, and breathe out. Bring your hands to chest, pull the waist in, and let's bring ourselves down nice and slowly to the squat position. If this is uncomfortable, sit on the floor in butterfly pose. Now we're going to lift the spine up tall, because often people are down, rounding their back out. So I want you to lift up tall through the spine, draw the waist in, shoulders draw down, and you can just let the bottom of your hips drop forward so the lower spine can lengthen. So let's bring the elbows inside the knees and push the knees out a little wider. And bring your hands to chest, lining up the wrists with your elbows. So let's take several breaths here. Breathe into your back. Find any tight spots in your back. Right around the mid-back, rib cage. Check right up to the neck. And then place your hands on the floor. Step your feet back into down dog. Let's just move from side to side. Loosen up a little bit. And then come into a plank. We're going to pause in plank. Squeeze your buttocks together. Pull your tummy up. Draw shoulders towards hips. And let's press the base of the thumb and index finger firmly down, using the inside of the arms nice and strongly. Rib cage slightly lower to flatten, shoulder blades on the back. Take 3 breaths. Now breathe in, plank to floor or knees and chest down if you can. Bring your arms to your sides. Press the hips down. Squeeze them together, pull the tummy up and lift your legs. Lift your chest and your head. Lift your arms a little higher than hips and reach the fingers down to your toes, lifting that chest up a bit higher. Stretch your fingers and toes out, look forward, or tuck the chin in, lengthen the back of the neck. So you've got lovely long muscles in the back of the neck to prevent any tightening. So let's take 3 big breaths here. And then lower yourself down. And then place your hands on your lower back. Bend your knees. Make sure the knees are in line with the hips. We've got a modified bow. Press the hips down, squeeze the buttocks firmly together, lift the knees and lift the chest. You can stay here, or you can reach to the tops of your feet and come into a full bow. Now you can also lower your chin down and your head down so you can relax a little bit into your head. Keep your knees a hip width apart. And then lower yourself down. Place your hands under your chest, cobra. Come into child's pose. So toes together, knees wide, and let's extend the arms forward. Lengthen through the arms. Now if you can, keep your arms lifted. If not, bring the elbows to the floor. Slide your shoulders to your hips, pull your tummy up, and see if you can sit on your heels a little bit more. If you walk your hands a little bit towards your hips, you may be able to sit a little bit better. Breathe into your back and into the lower back. Check for any tightness along your spine with your breath. As you breathe in, you can feel everything stretching and you can find the tight spots and really focus on releasing them. Now walk your hands towards your knees and let's lift up on our knees. Now we're going to take our hands into fists. Bring the elbows behind, so a little back bend. Make sure the knees are hip width apart. Lengthen through the spine, squeeze the buttocks together and push the hips forward. Lower the shoulder blades down. Pick your head position, looking forward, gazing up diagonally, lower the head back. Picking something that works for you. You can even bring your hands down to your ankles, coming into the full camel. Hug your shoulder blades a little more together and then open the chest. Take 3 breaths into the belly. And then take a walk with your hands up your back and then come into a child's pose. Now bring your arms to your sides and if you can, hold the heels with your palms. Then let your shoulders drop towards the floor so you can really feel your back opening up nice and wide. Now breathe into your back. Stretch those back muscles right out. You should feel your shoulder blades come apart a little bit more with each breath in. Now from here, we're going to come into, just lift our hips up and come onto the very top of our head, stretching around the shoulders. Now pull the tummy up, lift the hips as high as you can, and you get an extra stretch around your back, right down to the lower back. So make sure you're on the very top of your head. Let's take 3 breaths here. And let's sit down on the heels. Take the hands under the chest and lifting yourself up. Now, let's stack our fists and rest the head on top for the moment, so we can just let that blood flow go back to where it usually belongs. Okay, now let's lift up. And we're coming into a seated position. So bring your legs out nice and wide. Toes towards you, lifting up your rib cage. Now if you find it quite difficult to do this, turn your hands into fists and press them down behind you. Lift up that spine nice and tall. Now if you can, place your hands on your shins. Now if you start to cave in, place your hands behind you again. Alright, so if you can place the hands on the shins, you might even be able to place the hands on the floor. I want you to try and keep your spine nice and tall. Breathe in and breathe out. Walk the hands forward. Shoulders stay down, tummy is in. Let's breathe in again and move forward. We're working from the hips so we can stretch the inner thighs and the backs of the legs. If you're a forward bender, you can lay on your front. Let's stay here for 3 breaths. Breathing down to our belly and into our lower back. Walk your hands around to your leg, pull your tummy in and see if you can rotate a little bit further, trying to line up with your chest with your leg. Okay, so let's lean forward again. Now if you can, walking your hands forward, cross your wrists over. Take the right wrist over the left. You can hold behind knees. If you're a little bit higher, hold behind your knees. If you can bend a little further forward, hold your ankle or your foot, just whatever you reach most comfortably. Make sure the other foot is still active. Don't let that foot drop inwards. Pull the tummy in. Relax the shoulders away from ears. And let's take several breaths here. And mentally scan your body for anything that's tight, and then send your breath to that spot. Now let's take a walk with our hands over to the other leg. Pull the tummy in and rotate your rib cage so it lines up with your leg. Keep this other foot active, toes point to ceiling, and then let's breathe in and breathe out, bending forward. This time the left wrist crosses over the right. Hold the outside edge of the ankle, or the knee, the calf, ankle or the foot, whatever you can reach, and whatever you did on the last leg. So soft shoulders. Let's take several deep breaths. Explore your back and your hips with your breath, checking for any tightness. Okay, let's bring our hands back to the centre and walk the hands to hips. Bring the legs in, give them a shake. And let's bring them to a butterfly pose. Just hold your ankles or link your fingers and bring your palms around the outer edge of your feet. Lift your ribcage up nice and tall and draw the shoulders downwards. Tummy comes in. Stretching the inner thighs. Breathe down to the belly and the lower back. Let's see if we can get the breath into the inner thighs. Okay, releasing those feet, and let's extend the right leg forward and bring the left foot over. Pull the tummy in, lift up through the spine. Make sure your toes are active, foot flexed and toes point to ceiling. Let's wrap the right arm around the left knee and left arm behind the back. Turn it into a fist and lift up tall using the back arm to support you. Turn your gaze just to look in front of your shoulder or wherever your head comfortably moves without overstretching. If you're comfortable, take your back hand, wrap it around your back, shoulder stays down, and the front arm you can thread through in a bind if you can reach, or just even attempt to reach. All right, let's take a few breaths here. And then release. Let's change sides. So the other foot is over. Active foot that's extended. Wrap your left arm around the knee. Bring your right arm behind the back and breathe in, lifting tall. Shoulders are down. Look in front of your shoulder. If you can, wrap your arm around your back and try to reach your arm between your leg for the bind. And let's take 3 breaths here. And then let's release. Beautiful. Let's bring our feet to the end position. Bring the hands behind the knees. Walk the hands down the backs of legs. Pull your tummy in around your spine now. Just bring your arms forward. Let's work that waist a little bit as we lower ourselves down. Now bring your feet to the end position. Give them a little hug. Have your knees to your chest. Just a little hug. Tighten your tummy, draw it downwards. Rock from side to side 2 or 3 times. Now your legs can stay in this position, or you can join me in a rod pose by reaching those legs up to the ceiling. Toes towards you, tummy tight, arms by sides. If this is uncomfortable, bend the knees to chest. Otherwise, let's lift the arms over the head. Now, don't mind if you have a bend in your knees. They can be a little bit bent, and make sure that the heels of the feet are above your hips. Arms can just extend over the head, or you can hold your elbows. Keep that tummy nice and firm and drawn downwards. Now let's take a few breaths here. Change the cross of your arms so you're holding them differently. Release your arms, bring your knees to your chest. Relax your shoulders and move from side to side. Bring your feet down to the floor, and you can bring your feet as wide as the mat. Drop your knees inwards. Now press your elbows down into the floor, hug shoulder blades together, flatten the back down. Left hand on heart center, right hand on belly. Lift your head up, tuck the chin in, lengthen through the back of the neck. Now you can also put your feet in butterfly pose and start to breathe down to your belly. Again, scanning for any tight spots. Looking for the stretch on the inner thighs. If you're ready, you can extend your legs and just drop your feet outwards. Give your legs a little roll. Make sure the inner thighs are soft and comfortable, and you can bring your arms to the floor. Make sure your shoulder blades are flat, so lift them up again. Make sure really flatten, the chest is open. Let your fingers curl and your body relax. Focusing on breathing down to the belly for several breaths. You can stay in this nice relaxing position for as long as you like. Just turn the video off. Otherwise you can join me in starting to bring your awareness back to your body, moving your fingers and toes, breathing down to your belly. And then walk your feet to the end position and roll to your side. And lift yourself into a seated position, resting hands on knees or in the lap. Making sure the spine's lifted and the shoulders are down. Just drop the chin slightly towards the collarbone and move your head from side to side gently. And then lowering the hands down, big breath in, lifting the hands above the head in prayer and bringing hands down to chest. Thumbs to heart center. Chin slightly dropped. Breathe down to the belly, into the ribs, into shoulders, into the back, and breathe out. Let's take another deep breath in, breathe into the belly, into ribs, shoulders, and back, and breathe out. Take one more deep breath in at your own pace. And have a peaceful heart and a peaceful mind and a wonderful day. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. If you like this video, please press like and make a comment. And you can subscribe to the channel for regular updates. Thank you for joining me. Please join me again.